Hi, and a very good afternoon. I am Naresh from Cairns. So today our topic is how can knowledge of the Islamic worldview help you gain a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. So I'm going to talk about the project goals and the deliverables. Explore the ability of the knowledge of the Islamic worldview in aiding one to deepen their understanding of themselves and the world around them. Significantly deepens one's self-awareness and perception of the world by providing a framework for understanding purpose of life, human nature, and relationship between faith and reason. When guided, directed, enlightened, and enabled in an understanding and perceive can he truly and wholeheartedly submit to his creator and worship him. Purpose of the Islamic perspective in ensuring the wellness of the world through its application through the societies. Individuals from the spiritual and mental constraints are able to work together to develop a more significant purpose to contribute to the world's social aspects. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Afi Hazi bin Abdul Halim with the metric number 2410559. So, I will be talking about the problem and significance, and I am from group 9. Now, I will be continuing the presentation by talking about the problem statement. So, why is this the problem? This is a problem because some students find it hard to fully understand and live by the Islamic worldview or Islamic rules. This may be because some of the Islamic teachings are mostly learned in class, but they are not practiced enough in their daily lives. So, as a result, there's a gap between what students know and how they apply it in real life, which reduces the impact of these teachings on their personal Islamic growth. So, the significance of this presentation is that, or the significance of this, our research is that it enhances the spiritual and moral and intellectual development. It also supports holistic education and community development. The third is it aligns with the inner beliefs with outer actions. So they say that we walk the talk. And finally, it encourages consistent good deeds as a way of life or as a way of living. That is all from my part. Let's continue with the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ashraf bin Muhammad Shaifuddin, metric number 2419699. And I'll be presenting on our research questions and methodology. So we have a total of 3 research questions. First, we have how does Islamic worldview affect an individual's self-understanding, how they explore themselves, how they uh, how they understand themselves. And next we have what is the relationship between an individual's Islamic worldview and their ability to navigate their way in this world, basically how they adapt in this world through the Islamic worldview. And last but not least, we have does understanding the Islamic worldview enable us to promote the wellness of the world. Right. So moving on to methodology. For our methodology, we use a quantitative approach to support our findings. We created a set of questionnaires using Google Forms and distributed it to students of International Islamic University Malaysia (IIUM). So the survey had 5 questions in total. First, we collected the basic demographic uh, of the answerers, basic info such as gender, year of study, and faculty. Next, we assess their understanding of Islamic worldview, and then third, we ask how this understanding affects their personal life. And next, we looked at how it influences their view of the world. And finally, we ask how they apply this in real life. This method helps us gather measurable data to see how the Islamic worldview actually shapes students' thoughts and actions. That is all from me. Now I'll give this presentation to the next speaker.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Afendi Mikael bin Zulkifli and my metric number is 241931. I'm going to cover the subheading of literature review where we explored three main areas, which is definition of Islamic worldview, application of Islamic knowledge, and view of the world in Islam. The first areas that we explored is definition of Islamic worldview. Islamic worldview is a perspective of life that sees an interconnection between life and existence. According to Kausa, Quran and Hadith are the two primary sources of Islamic worldview, while Tawheed, which is the concept of oneness of Allah, is the central of these two primary sources. What it meant here is the things like nature of reality, the purpose of life, ethics, and life after death are all based on the concept of Tawheed. Tawheed also can be understood that everything a human being does, be it their love, worship, the obligation upon them, are all supposed to cater to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as the sole creator. This concept of Tawheed gives a sense of purpose, objective, and direction in life. So it serves as a guide in thoughts, actions, and decision makings that one does in their life. Next areas that we studied is the application of Islamic knowledge. In Islam, it teaches human beings to apply and implement their knowledge into their daily life. This is because a true and beneficial knowledge that are applied in daily life can help a person to achieve better behavior and to strengthen their faith. According to Fauzi, in efforts of perfecting our manners, a person needs to have knowledge that accompany the manners because manner is incomplete without knowledge. By practicing values like Tawheed, which is oneness of Allah, Taqwa, the consciousness that there is God, which is Allah, Amanah, which is the trust that Allah give human being as a Khalifa on earth, and Sabar, which is patience. All of these values that were to be practiced in one's life does not only help in shaping their behavior, but also can help in navigating life and the world with clarity and purpose. And the last areas that we explored is how Islam views the world, where the world in Islamic perspective is a temporary place. While it is a temporary place, it also filled with meanings and purpose. Islam teaches that human beings are created by Allah to be put on earth as a Khalifa. Khalifa means that human being is a steward of the earth, and everything around the world in the nature is a trust from Allah upon human beings. This means that universe can be used as a tool to perform our responsibility as a trustee of Allah. According to Badawi, nature is an amanah, not a property. By observing the nature and the world around us, it can spark a sense of realization that the world around us is a sign of Allah's greatness in creating the world perfectly with His wisdom and mercy.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Uzairi bin Rahim. My matrix number is 2419 239, and I will talk about the conclusion of our project. So, to conclude our project, we have explored how knowledge of the Islamic worldview can deeply enhance our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Rooted in the concept of Tawhid, the Islamic worldview provides a clarity in life purpose, ethical guidance, and a balanced perspective that connect both spiritual and physical matter in this dimension of life. Our finding shows that many students have a strong connection to the Islamic worldview, but there are remain a noticeable gap between the knowledge and consistent application. This highlights the need to transform this worldview from something we simply learn into something that we can consistently practice in our daily life. This proof that Islamic worldview is important as a foundation for personal growth of every human being in this life. So what can we do about it? We have made some recommendation that the IM can do. First is IIUM can encourage the student to make a personal effort to integrate Islamic worldview into daily routine, whether it is specific action, decision, speech, or decision making. Simply consistent act can lead to meaningful spiritual and moral growth. Secondly, the lecture also should incorporate more Islamic worldview in their teaching. By connecting academic contents with Islamic principles, students can better relate their studies with their faith. And thirdly, IIUM also can provide more platform for feedback so students can voice their complaint about the university, such as forum workshop and discussion. And that's all for me. Thank you so much for listening.
Thus, that concludes our presentation for today, and thank you so much for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.